folks. Sorry for the creepy lighting. Made even creepier by another phone that is on, reflecting into my face. But I just got off a call with Liberty Counsel. If you're not familiar with Liberty Counsel, let me just say they're doing yeoman's work as a not-for-profit legal service. So anyway, check out Liberty Counsel, and counsel is spelled in the title of this video, Counsel. And here's the question I posed to them tonight. So they do these free call-in webinars, or it's not really a webinar. I guess it's just a question and answer audio. And you get on, and depending on where you are in the queue, you get to ask questions. And so this is basically the question I posed, and it's related to my current situation without sharing too much detail, but I think this might be helpful to some. So I work in a hospital system. I work in home health. I religiously exempted, and I won. Based on that religious exemption, though, I had applied to me and other employees certain mandates, accommodations that we're supposed to follow. One is weekly testing. So none of the vaccinated have to get weekly testing. Another is that I must wear an N95 mask for my visits. None of the others have to wear that unless, of course, their patients have some kind of respiratory ailment which requires an N95. I also am not allowed to meet publicly, or I should say on campus, with coworkers. Now, this spilled over to my daughter. My daughter's in a nursing program, and her clinical days are done at the hospital system that I am employed at. She has also been given the same mandate, but unlike me, who is doing home health, who I rarely, if ever, see coworkers. I saw a couple today, but that was unusual. Unlike me, she's at a hospital setting, around her fellow students, around her instructors. Now, here's her situation. She's been told she must follow the same hospital mandate, but she will therefore have to wear the mask all day long, whereas I would only have to wear it intermittently during visits, and I can take it off outside of visits. The other thing that makes it different is none of her fellow students know her vaccination status. None of them. None of her teachers know that. The only ones that know are the upper management of the program she's in and her dean. That's it. Oh, and the president of her community college. But none of the students know. So what's going to happen is immediately she's going to be singled out as in a discriminatory fashion to wear a mask that none of the other students are going to have to wear. And the ones that are available at the hospital are these duckbill ones. Very common N95 mask. Stands out. It looks ridiculous, but it is the N95s that we have. And she has asthma too, which is going to compound it a little bit. But she won't be able to eat with her fellow students. And as soon as they see her wearing it, that'll be a sure sign that she is different. So anyway, I asked the question about that. I posed, the situation that's going on to the Liberty Counsel, and their lawyer, I think his name's John also, pointed out that under law, she is part of a protected class. And so the protected classes would include, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion. So, for example, he said, suppose they had put that same mandate on somebody who was black. Okay, let's go back to the 1960s, early 1960s for a minute. And let's say that they had said, okay, blacks, you must wear N95 mask. You can't eat. Well, this did happen, right? In the 60s, you can't eat with your white coworkers. You have to come in for testing for communicable diseases every week. Every single mandate, if you apply it to one of these other classes that are protected, or homosexuals, wouldn't that look mighty discriminatory? And the answer would be yes. And so where she is protected, and what he said was, because it's a hybrid situation where she's not just a student, she's doing an affiliation at a place of employment, that she would be protected under Title VII of the EEOC, but also Title IX would apply too as a student. And I thought that would be good information to share with you. So you may be facing a similar situation or know somebody who is. And he pointed out that I'm facing discrimination, which I kind of knew, but I've kind of gone along with it. But I think what I'm going to be doing very soon is challenging that. Unfortunately, that job's only an as-needed job. I do maintain, oh, look, I can get a little reflection here. I do maintain one patient that I see on home health as a maintenance patient. And I think I'm going to go ahead and broach this subject, that this is a form of workplace discrimination. And I'm going to help my daughter formulate her defense against her school, because she's taken it very personally. Me, I'm an older guy. I'm rather curmudgeon-y. So like if I have to eat separate from my fellow coworkers, I would probably just, chalk it up to some alone time. I mean, I enjoy talking with people. Don't get me wrong. I talk to a phone, but anyway, I probably wouldn't make a big deal of it if it was just me. And, but a young lady who's social, who likes to talk to people, she's going to take this much more personally. And she already has. And so I'm not going to just fight for me. I'm going to fight for her. And I'm going to fight for others. And anyway, I hope that was helpful. Check out Liberty Counsel, COUNSEL, Liberty Counsel, not-for-profit organization helping people establish their liberty. And in this case, they've been taking on head-on the religious exemption stuff that's going on with the COVID vaccinations. So check them out, and if you can, support them, because they don't charge for what they do. That's tremendous help to a lot of us. This is John Adamson with Seeking Light. Take care. God bless.